Everybody from Amazon to Martha Stewart can't get enough of drones. So why is the government saying enough with drones? Martha Stewart touting how much she loves her drone, tweeting, get this, stunning photos of my farm on my blog today taken by a flying camera drone. Amazing possibilities. But at the same time, the FAA is cracking down on realtors, saying they can't use drones to help home buyers. Real estate expert Jason Meister says we could all benefit from the use of drones, and the FAA should cut realtors some slack. The Fox Biz All-Stars, of course, are here as well. We'll get to them in just a moment. But, Jason, let me start with you, because it's so interesting, because the real estate industry is thrilled with this prospect. Buyers are thrilled with it, but the FAA not cooperating and saying, this is illegal. What do you do?
Well, it's a great technology, and it's the next step. You have Google Earth. But the FAA should be more focused on anti-terrorism measures, not on realtors taking pictures with drones. Well,
their concern is obviously safety.
Right.
We can understand that. Right. So how can the Realtors Association, whoever, assure the government that they're not going to crash and burn?
I think below 500 feet, you're not interfering with commercial aviation. I think this is a great marketing tool for real estate brokers. They make their lifestyle, they make their money by selling homes. This is the best way to market properties, to show how they are in relation to water. I just left Nantucket July 4th. I was there, and some of the footage that you're going to see today
we're looking at it. It looks, it's beautiful footage. Okay, so here's the thing. Martha Stewart, she's not getting harassed by the FAA. Why is it it's commercial interests that are getting harassed by the FAA?
Cheryl, it's Martha Stewart, right?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes. But in all honesty, she's using it as what they call not commercial use. I don't see the difference. If the homeowner uses it to take pictures and then tweet like Martha Stewart did, they don't get themselves in trouble. So why are the realtors getting themselves in trouble?
Also filmmakers are trying to use this as well, and haven't been. The famous fireworks display at, I think it was Tennessee, where they used the drone and got involved.
And Amazon is now trying to use it.
Yeah, okay. I want to bring in the All-Stars now, and Jesse Jane, I know you've been kind of nodding, and what do you make of all this? Martha Stewart's not getting in trouble, but, the realtors are getting all this flack. And
well, what I find very interesting is the federal government uses drones to spy on farmers in the Midwest, and they've been doing it since 2010, invading their privacy, basically ensuring that they're not putting any waste into the water when there's other ways that they could go about doing it, and not notifying these farmers and those in the Midwest doing it. So I just find it very hypocritical that the government's going to use it for their nefarious measures to make sure they prosecute people. But if somebody wants to help our economy and help benefit those with the jobs and homes, oh no, this is bad. So it's just, to me, mixed messages.
But Jonathan, don't you understand, I guess, the other side of this, and that the FAA is like, hey, we're worried about safety. I mean, this is the nation's skies. Accidents happen.
Cheryl, with that attitude, I mean, would the Wright brothers plane have ever been approved way back in the day? No. I mean, this is supposed to be a free market, but again, it's not. I mean, this is another example of what the government calls regulation, but really is control. Picking winners and losers, as you pointed out in this case, Martha Stewart okay, Amazon not okay. And we see time and time again how government controls, to Jesse Jane's point once again, kills businesses. Whether it's Uber, whether it's hedge funds in terms of accredited investor regulations, whether it's artisan cheese with regulations against that industry now, or healthcare. Once you allow government to regulate, you allow them to control and kill.
But look, no, Jonathan's right, Cheryl. This is over-regulation. Just like when there was blizzards in New York City and Bloomberg was more worried about the salt in my hamburger than putting the salt on the streets of New York.
Yeah, but Lenore, at the same time, I mean, the FAA is going to have to, Amazon knew that they were going to have to start dealing with the FAA and other testing and things like that. Drones, in New York City, I'm not so sure how you're going to, make that safe. But these companies swear they can do it, Lenore.
Well, I don't really look at the U.S. government as the epitome of how to determine what safe is. How many drugs get cleared that cause us all kinds of problems, and never mind, on the other side of the equation, all the drugs that don't get cleared and all the people who could have been saved were those drugs cleared. And are we terribly surprised that we're going to try to regulate drones when the EPA thinks it ought to regulate dust?
Well, but
more
Jason,
government run amok.
But Jason, at the same time, the realtors are, in particular, because this is a multi-billion-dollar industry that's crucial to our economy, not so much the filmmaking side of this, and that's who else is using it.
Right.
But they've got to make their case that they need the drones to be out there to sell properties.
It's an essential tool.
How do you make that argument, I guess, if you're...
I think that they really have to step up and speak out. And I think that, like I said, if they keep it under 500 feet, it's not interfering with commercial aviation. Therefore, I don't see the problem with it. So, from a security or privacy.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I think
where everything's going. Lenore, last word?
Yeah, and why, even that question is a little disconcerting. Why would a realtor have to go to the government and beg them saying, please, I need this?
Yeah.
Where did the government become the parent?
Oh, well, they seem to think the parent on a lot of issues. But, well, guys, thank you very much. Great discussion. Jason Meister, thank you very much for being here. Great story, and thanks for the footage.